Okay, so this is a practice assignment where you're going to use the text mask tool in Photoshop. So I'm going to give you the files and you're going to put images inside the letters to make a picture. So we need to set up our document first. So I'm going to go to open Photoshop and go to Create New. Right here on the right, make sure your settings are set to inches. And we're going to do 10 inches wide by 8 inches tall. And you want the resolution at 150. You can do 300 if you want, or I wouldn't go any smaller than 72. And I'm going to click Create. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The next step is to open the files that you want to use to put inside the letters. File, open. Okay, so you can see all my files opened along the top here. If you can't see your original file, you can click on this little arrow here, Untitled 1. First thing I'm going to do is save it. File, save as. Find some place to save it. I'm going to put Seattle Bowling. Crazy things do happen. Your computer can crash. You just always want to start with a saved document, okay? So I'm going to go to the first image here. And to move it onto my document, I'm just going to, it's one fluid motion. So I'm going to click the mouse button, drag it up to the tab. It switches to my document. Keep dragging it onto the page and let go of the mouse. You can also in the layers panel, go to this little menu and say duplicate layer. And where it says destination, I'm going to duplicate the background. Destination is Seattle Bowling. And when I go back to my document, see, now I have 2. So just another way that you can add an image. Okay, so I have my picture here. I'm going to put this one, I'm obviously going to be typing Seattle in all caps. You need the text mask tool. It is nested with the text tool. So you may have to click and hold on it to expand it to get more options. I'm going to do horizontal type mask tool. And when you click on your document to type, it kind of changes red or like a crazy color. I'm just going to type a big S. You can change the font. I'd choose something big and chunky, like Arial Black is nice and thick so you can see a lot of the image. You can change the size here. 150. That's good. I'll just click the check mark. So it makes a selection, okay? To make the mask, make sure you have your picture layers selected in the layers panel and click on the mask down here. It's a rectangle, white rectangle with a black circle in it. And that's what happens. Okay, so you can't see Seattle there, can you? So there's a number of things I can do. Look in my layers panel. There's a lock, a link here. I'm going to unlink it. And whichever thumbnail you have selected, you're going to move. So with the move tool, if I have my mask selected, I can say I want Seattle to be more centered. And I want to see more of Seattle. So I'm going to click the picture thumbnail in my layers panel and go to edit, transform, scale. Now the key here is to not squash or stretch your picture, so I'm going to hold the shift key and drag at the same time. Find a cropping that you like. I kind of like having a little bit of the there you can see the Ferris wheel or the wheel. Let's just go with that. And then I'm going to relink them. All right, so now I'm ready for the next one. I can close this one. Click, drag up to the tab, keep dragging, and let go of the mouse. Now I'm on the capital E. Add the layer mask. And again, let me use the move tool to align these. You can use guides. Okay, now I need to select my image layer. Control T is the shortcut to transform here. And relink them. I'm done with that one. All right, I'm going to use the other technique of clicking on this little menu here, duplicate layer, document, Seattle bowling. Okay. SEA. And click the icon to add a layer mask. Unlink them. Use the move tool to align. I'm using the arrow keys now. I need to scale my picture, so I click the icon on the layers panel, Control T to scale. Oh, I like seeing those trees. Oh. Okay. And so on until I have the whole SEATTLE spelled out. the cool thing is, I mean, I can change my background. You may need to make a new layer. Remember, it's the little plus here. Create a new layer. With the paint bucket, I think I want like a gray. And you can really use the layer styles to make your words, your letters stand out. So if I double click on my layer, your layer style panel will pop up. I'm going to put a stroke. Not that giant of a stroke. And probably white. Oh, I like even numbers. And I mean, you could do a drop shadow if you want. That looks kind of neat. Probably not purple. And the nice thing is, instead of having to remember all these settings, I can just right click on the effects here and say copy layer style. Then go to my other layers, right click on it and say paste layer style. Until I have all of Seattle done. And if you decide you want to crop this, that would be okay. So that there's not quite, I kind of like when there's a little bit of extra space on the top and bottom. And file, save. When you're all done with the entire Seattle, file, save, and you're going to turn in a JPEG. So file, save as. On save as type, choose JPEG. Not JPEG 2000, just JPEG. These options pop up. Always make sure it is on the best quality. And that is it.